Hello and welcome back to Mushroom Child 6. I'm making another mushroom farming video, and I have some really exciting news. New baby mushrooms from once on the very left log. It's still the big ones that were once I harvested. There's actually a new flush coming out. As for my middle ones, they are doing really well. They look kind of almost full grown. Not quite. I should probably give them a couple of days because their edges aren't curled up yet, and they're pretty good. They've paled out as they grew. There's also baby mushrooms that are bigger than they normally get. Then if you can see there, my baby mushrooms on the very left log. My king oysters have not got anything new yet, but these have, and they're very cute. I suspect I should probably check the humidity. It's doing pretty good. I might go ahead and feel the soil, perlite, see if it's moist. See, with the fruiting chambers like this, the perlite holds in the moisture, and you wanted the perlite to stay moist, otherwise there'll be no moisture left and your mushrooms will dry. So I'll just take the lid off here. Yeah. Sometimes it'll smell strongly of mushroom. Then again, that's normal. It should. I mean, that's a good sign I found. Yeah, so their moisture's good. You can tell, I find the easiest way to tell if the moisture is good is if the perlite is sticking to my hands and they feel kind of wet. I know, yeah, I have enough moisture. If it feels kind of dry and is flaking off my hands, and is it coming off really easy, then I know that, yeah, it probably needs water. It's not like the perlite is sticky, but, like, you know how water, like cat hair and stuff, sticks to you when you get wet? Yeah, it's kind of like that. So, I've also found that, when you water them, do beware, perlite will spill on to whatever. That was the lid I was using before I transferred them to this lovely tray arrangement. That has helped a lot. Now I can actually store my distilled water with my mushroom chamber and not have to go fetch it from all the way upstairs. It's actually pretty new. Even though I did have it on my very first video, I had literally just put it on that day. I don't know, but what I've found is usually when my mushrooms get to this middle stage here, I start watching them more closely because they grow pretty fast in fruiting chambers, and you really want to make sure that they're doing well. Like, one day they could be this size, and then the next day they might be like, boom, huge. Because at this point, there's no going back. That they're like doing well and stuff, which is good. But that also means you need to watch out for when they're ready to be plucked. As for the babies, they've got a long way to go, but they're pretty amazing. I mean, you've seen how fast these things can grow here. 1 minute they're children, and then the next they're what seems like teenagers. In terms of size, I think. And so, yeah. And some of you may have, if any of you are wondering why I'm using distilled water and not tap water, I don't know about in your guys' states or areas or whatever, but I know at least here where I live, there are fluorides and stuff in the water, and those aren't, I mean, they won't kill the mushroom, but they're not great for them. So distilled water doesn't really have that, and so it's just more pure water. so you can just kind of put that in and they'll grow better. My king oysters have not popped up yet. I suspect it's because, as I said in the previous video, they do take longer to grow. My first king oysters took, for the first week they weren't sprouting anything, but they were like forming white stuff, which is good. You want that. The only thing with white stuff is you want to make sure it's not some invader mold, because, as I mentioned in the last video, if there's any invaders, it can be very pesky to deal with. If you have any suggestions of how to make the mushrooms grow faster, better, whatever else, I'll be glad to hear your suggestions.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That pretty much sums up my video. If you guys have any questions on, you know, what does water like in my area, you can always look that up. Chances are it'll probably have something in it. That's why I always recommend using distilled water, because there's no certain way to tell what your water at your area has in it. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you watch my next. Bye!